Cool. Hey, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Wish You Were Beer Show. Thanks for stopping by. And as we do every week, we're going to have a different beer tonight from a new brewery that we haven't had on the show, which is always exciting. We do this show every Thursday live on YouTube. We also stream it through Facebook as well. But Phil just slowly pouring a beer.
I'm just waiting for you to get through this.
I got time.
Yeah. You poured too fast for that, Phil.
Yeah, I'm going to make it quick. Make sure that you go down to the About section. Make sure you like and subscribe. That's really important both for the show and for us, you know, our egos and shit like that.
No, and eventually, financially, it'd be really nice.
1,000% our egos. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 100% egos. Make sure you follow us along on all the social medias. So we are on Instagram, probably the heaviest, but we do have a Twitter. We do have a website. All that information is down at the bottom. There's a rumor that we have a TikTok, but I have yet to see that.
It hasn't started yet, but it
I have heard that is the place to be.
Yeah.
You got to get the younger crowd.
Yeah, I was at a middle school like a couple of days ago, and like they were all talking about the TikTok.
There's all these TikToks. They're like, she's a 10. And I'm like, I don't think we want 10-year-olds, but you know, at least 21. So
TikTok is a little different.
Yeah.
So hopefully there will be some TikTok paraphernalia to come soon. Paraphernalia, that's what I'm going to call it because it's dangerous. It's probably going to be criminal.
I am not in this.
If this is your first time stopping by the show, if you're logged into YouTube or Facebook, you can comment along with us as well throughout the show. So feel free to leave some comments, or when we start playing trivia later in the show, or if you ever have any questions, tell us what you're drinking. You can really put anything in there, and if we don't like it, we just won't see it.
Or we won't bring it up for everyone else to see.
Right, exactly.
But we usually try to bring every comment in, even the bad ones. So,
because Lord knows there's plenty of those. Every week we are here again Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. So make sure you like and subscribe, follow along so that you get the alerts. I'm Daniel.
I'm Tiffany.
Still Tiffany. That's great.
And hey, I'm Phil.
Oh, hey.
What's going on?
Oh, you know, living the dream.
Not sure whose dream.
Yeah, not sure.
Hey.
Yes, maybe Zuckerberg. He's probably the only one, but he's actually watching it through VR goggles and.
Well, and then and Tom is watching on MySpace.
Oh yeah, we're huge on MySpace.
Yeah.
I'll get to the dark material later, Andy. You know that usually takes me about half of a beer before I get dark.
No, is it?
Oh,
because I literally was like trying to adjust the lighting on the laptop earlier.
Right.
And I was like, I don't know. I feel like we're really dark.
By the way, the first person to send us a donation on our brand new website, wishyouwerebeershow.com, is going to be putting our top 8 on MySpace. Just throwing it out there.
So if you want to be top 8.
So it's not actually worth the dollar that you send us.
However much you send, the more you send, the higher on that top 8 you get.
Yeah.
So
I'll kick my mom out of there. You $10.
Daniel won't even be in the top 8 if you send enough.
Well, thank you for mentioning that, Phil. Of course, we do have a new website. We mentioned it last week. So the website is live. It does have merch capabilities. You can order some of the shirts that we've made up at home in our minds. And
we've got a shirt for last week already.
Oh, yeah.
I saw it. Yes.
My goal is to make a shirt every week, and I did last week.
I forgot about that already because it was so quick.
I'm going to find it. You guys keep talking. I'm going to bring it up.
Yeah. So Phil's goal is to make a shirt from something on the episode every single week so that our merch list continues to grow every week.
Yes.
Till it just gets to the point of like we're a Spencer's in a mall somewhere and it's obnoxious, which obnoxiously good.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
All of our merch is phenomenal. Phil is extremely creative, and I love whatever you design every time. So
now, do you want to see the belly shirt version of the shirt?
I want to see the belly shirt version, but is it on a male or female?
So Drunk Tiffany ordered a crop top Wish You Were Beer Show shirt the first time around.
It's
wore
getting
it.
some play. Yeah.
I wore it a couple times because I was like, listen, I'm only this age today, and tomorrow I'm older. So I might as well just.
So here we go. Oh,
okay. That is extremely cropped. At least the other one is like belly button.
We got crop top version.
how do you pronounce apricot? Apricot. That's funny.
I'm pretty proud of this one.
That's a little short.
The crazy part for me is how quickly you can get like someone to model a shirt that we made up too.
Yeah.
That is nuts.
Yeah, I know. I just call a few friends. It's called living in LA. Everyone's desperate for work. So
God, did we pay her? Damn it, Phil.
No.
We're trying to make a profit so I can afford.
No, she's in our. She's top 3. That's
Got it.
That was the agreement on
Got
MySpace.
it.
She could be in the top 3.
Andrew said he'd wear it, and I hope you mean the crop top.
Me as well. Gabriel wants it shorter.
No, that's what scissors are for, Gabriel.
Yeah. You can do whatever you want with it.
And Gabriel, once you have it shorter, you have to take a photo, and that has to be your new profile picture on here. So
you go back to being the 13-year-old girl we used to think you were.
So there we go. That's this week's our last show's shirt. We don't even know what's going to happen tonight. So
this is true. Yeah, it could be a litany of different things.
Yeah. Could be based off a comment, and if it is, we give you nothing in return.
This is
so
true.
Get excited.
Send you the link to buy the shirt that you helped create.
There it is.
Yes.
So,
insider discount.
No discount.
I love it.
We're barely making a profit here.
So, well, listen, and for everyone that knows, because you guys keep up on all the holidays, right? Everyone gets that email every single day of today is this day, is this day, is this day.
I get it.
Do you know what today is?
Yeah, we talked about this like last year of 2022 is going to be the year we pay attention to beer holidays. And I'm pretty sure we added them to our Google Calendar. And today, sorry, Phil was about to talk.
Good God.
Well, I was about to talk because if you look at tomorrow on our beer calendar, it has today's holiday on it. So apparently we put it on the wrong day.
Got it. Well,
continue. Reveal what today is.
Today is National IPA Day. And for those of you who have been paying attention, we are drinking a Kolsch today. So, we
just want it to be different. Everyone's doing IPAs today.
Sorry, everybody jumping on the bandwagon of beer holidays.
Yeah. It's like watching the Untappd podcast, It's like, I'm not jumping on that bandwagon.
Right.
I mean, I might try to be on there once. I think that'd be a good idea. So maybe we don't shit on that one just yet.
So with that being said, all of us who, can't just have one beer during the show because that would be totally unfun, are drinking an IPA.
Yes.
So what are you drinking, Daniel?
I am drinking the JB double IPA. It's from Great Notion. We've started doing a Great Notion delivery that actually just comes with 2 4 or 2 6 packs.
3 4 packs.
Yeah, 3 4 packs. So it's like Beer Drop or anything else, but it's all
just
specifically from Great Notion.
And they are all phenomenal.
Yeah, they haven't missed yet. Their can art's really good. If you go to my Untappd, I've been checking them in, but their can art's phenomenal.
Yeah. I've seen them. I think when I came to visit y'all.
Yeah, we had a couple in the fridge then.
They are actually in Portland, Phil.
Abby is having a low fill pumpkin beer. So, boy, you got to be getting tired of those because y'all canned a billion of them already. I love it.
But yeah, Phil, they're in Portland, so I know that you will be in the area, so you should go see if you can find them.
I absolutely will. I've got so far 2 or 3 beer festivals I'll be at, so nice. I think I'm going to see a few of these breweries.
In theory, they'll be there.
They should be.
Whether or not I remember meeting them will be the other story. But I will definitely see them probably.
Take a selfie with every tent. We did basically. And then we went through it the next day. We're like, oh yeah, those guys were cool.
Well, and then we tagged them all in real time. If we'd do 2 to 4 tents and then go sit back down in the shade because it was hot.
Yes.
And then we'd each pick 2 photos and each of us would post it on Instagram. And then we'd go back and do 4 more tents. It was a lot, but
it was The easiest work I've ever done, actually.
No, it was a lot for me.
for the
I
record.
started getting distracted.
But speaking of beer festivals and Portland, I will be at a beer festival this upcoming week. Not this weekend, but the following weekend.
Yes.
I'm going to be at the Barbecue and Beer Festival Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and I'm going to be pouring beers there. So I'm going to call it a celebrity guest pour, but it's that's just what I'm going to be calling it. But I volunteered to pour so that I could meet some people, hang out, and I thought, like, it's my first weekend in Portland. What better way to meet people than to be the guy who is providing them beer?
Oh,
Yes.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
3 days in a row, just pouring beers and handing it to people.
Yep.
It is
It's gonna
a
be a
lot
good
of fun.
time.
Make a lot of
With
friends.
the business card, of course, with every
Correct,
cup.
naturally. It's like wrapped
And
around the little
it's gonna
cup.
be wrapped around it, yeah. Oh, that comes with it. You have to hold it.
Yeah.
I forgot to send you a bunch.
What are you drinking?
I am drinking a throwback to what we've already done on the show during our Pride episode, but I'm drinking Friends of Dorothy from Virginia Beer Company. It's phenomenal. It was the last one we had in our fridge, so it's a little sad.
It is always a little sad.
But anyway,
It'll be
phenomenal
back.
beer as always.
Is that a year round for them?
No,
but I think they do
What?
it twice a year.
Yeah,
That's what it is. It's twice
It's
a
like
year.
recurring, but not all the time.
I don't want to talk about it, Katie. We'll get into it.
yeah.
Let's just say it's probably in section 3 of the show tonight.
Phil, what are you drinking?
I am drinking actually a beer from Katie and Andrew that they gave it to me from Treehouse Brewing. It's Rainbow. And this is what is this? It tastes like it's a double IPA, 8%er. So it's out of Massachusetts, and you can't go wrong with this with Treehouse.
Yeah,
you just can't.
They pretty much don't miss, other than the fact that they won't just send me beer. That's really the only.
They're missing on that.
Yeah.
God,
they're missing on that.
don't they know what they could? They could have a T-shirt. You know, they could have a T-shirt designed just for them.
Could you imagine? You imagine the kind of press Treehouse would get from one of our shirts?
Jeez, they'd be lucky.
Yeah.
Could probably add on to their facility by now if
Really?
they had one of those shirts.
Really?
And we'll only do the crop top version.
By the way, the crop top version is going to come around in every next time we do another like beer collaboration. There will be one picture of everyone in the process in that crop top.
The apricot one, or just
Not necessarily the
crop
apricot,
top?
or just a.
Okay.
Well, we do have another beer collab coming out in a few weeks.
Well, yeah,
so
yeah. But the beer process is already done. I like the idea of like all the brew houses in the back, and there's just everybody. Yeah,
I bet, you know who might be up for that is our next collaboration. I have a feeling that they might be okay with it.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. Which, by the way, we do have somewhat tentatively lined
We'll get
up.
into that when we only want to focus on the current collaboration.
Right. No,
that's
I'm
actually
just, like,
happening.
we have verbal confirmation that it's happening. So that's
What?
a big deal. Yeah, man.
When did y'all talk?
Oh my God.
I'm
All
just
right.
kidding.
Daniel, you always miss the weekly meetings when we have 10
No,
minutes before.
no, we just have them after the show. Like even after last week's episode, Tiffany was like, "Don't you remember Phil mentioned that?" And I was like, "Do you think I remember anything we said
Oh, no.
after the
Last
show?"
week, Daniel
I
was-
chugged a triple.
Yeah. Yeah. Last week was a lot for Daniel.
I had a great time.
So I do want to go back to my score of the triple because I do realize that I was low. I didn't like it that much, but then when I checked it in after the show, I did notice that I got my first triple badge on Untappd.
Nice.
So I was like, oh, I have not had many triples. So I was like, here's your 5th one out of the 1,500 beers you've had. And I was like, okay, I don't think I'm a good one. I don't think I'm a good person
I'm
to
not the
score a
best
triple.
one.
Yeah.
Phil, it's not me. It's not just me. I said I liked his beard shorter.
God.
There it is.
I'm not.
And correct,
You know what?
Katie, I am not invited to the meetings.
Yeah, because
It
he
is
obviously
so hot in here. I feel hot. So
he
thank you
derails
for
it all the time.
telling me
I
how
derail every meeting.
physically hot I look. Ugh. Sorry.
All right.
What do you need?
I want to get into the fucking beer we're going to have tonight.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
We do our IPA round.
Yeah, we should get into that. We've
Yeah.
talked about IPAs. We've talked about the website. Is this a triple again? What's happening?
I thought you were going to say we talked about the weather, and I was like, no, I don't think we touched on that.
You know
yet.
what it
We did
was?
that.
I mixed website with crop top. Talked about the web top.
Yep.
So now we should probably talk about this beer that we're doing tonight. What are we doing tonight?
So we are doing Tripping Animals beer, which they're out of Doral, California. Or Doral, California.
We're doing great.
God, killing it.
So we started with IPAs, y'all.
It's that Baja, Mexico, that. So this is Killer Kolsch from Tripping Animals. They're
Florida.
Out of Doral, Florida. Yes. Which I'm excited for this one because we've had a lot of they distro pretty heavy to some places around us. So we've had quite a few of their different beers, all of which have been good, and I love their can art. So I'm excited.
I don't get too excited about things coming out of Florida, but when it's beer, all right, I'll jump on board. We'll see how things go.
I get pretty excited. Most things that come out of Florida are killer. No, they're just killers.
Oh, there goes our Florida viewership.
Ted Cruz.
They don't know how to use computers anyways.
Ted Cruz is not Florida.
Did you see her face? I said Ted Cruz, and she was like, "That is not Florida." We just had this conversation before the show. Why do you even try to correct me? I'm only trying to mess with you.
Every time he's trying to mess with me, and I am so easily irritated by
me mainly
that I immediately am like, "You are wrong," and then I fight with him for I don't know, at least 30 seconds until I realize that I am just being messed with.
Cheers to you, BC's Beer Reviews. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
eventually we'll review beer here.
Yeah, we're gonna review a beer. I feel
all right. We've talked about the beer Kolsch. We're doing a Kolsch tonight. Tripping Animals out of Florida.
Right.
I want to see what this brewery looks like. So let's check out the promo. Let's see what this place looks like with some amazing tunes.
As always.
Yeah, you enjoy that, Bill?
I enjoyed it while I was editing it. I enjoyed it now. And apologize to everyone's ears. I didn't turn the volume down.
When I heard it come in, I was like, boy, coming in hot. Wow.
The thing is, that whole song has a huge rap portion. And I was like, I can't do that. I'm going to find that. And then that little rap came in at the end. And I was like, well, it's too late.
I can keep it.
We're running with it.
So we
let me turn it up to 11 though before it fully rendered out. So,
oh, thank you.
You're welcome. Continue.
They were Tripping Animals was actually at the Charlotte Beer Fest that we did, the Untappd Beer Festival. They were super cool.
Yes.
And like I said, I'm a big fan of their can art. And as soon as you showed some pictures of the actual brewery, I'm like, I think that's pretty much exactly what I expected it to look like, actually.
Or as Andy says, every shot of the brewery looks like a Zoom background. It's amazing.
Gabriel, I expected more actual animals. John Denver's full of shit, man.
It would have been cool if it was done in an old aquarium where they still had some of the animals left over swimming around all sad.
Oh, I thought they did. I was like, no.
No. I don't think I would support that.
They've got a killer whale just
it's overweight Willie.
He ain't free. Not that Willie.
Not with this government we have in place. Remember, it's Florida.
Oh, Florida.
Yeah, exactly. Well, good. Now that we know what it looks like, we know what we're having to drink.
What are your thoughts on how it looks, by the way, before you say the magic word? What's your thought about the looks of the brewery? Do you like that sort of style? I like
the industrial style. I think it's
because I also think their artwork is always so amazing. So even when you saw the boards behind where they chalk draw whatever beers they have on draft, I think that's enough of their brand that makes it pop versus having to do that all over the brewery. Because if you did that all over the place and they stuck to their can art style stuff, I think it would be overwhelming.
Yeah. Because their can art is well, this one's like more subdued, which says a lot compared to the other ones. The other ones are really like, I took acid and I assume this is what it's like. Like there's some weird stuff that's on there and it's great. I love it.
How's your beer, by the way? You won't have to assume for long.
Oh no, you did open it for me. Oh, well, with that, let's get into some history and facts.
I said, are we still doing this bit? So for those of you maybe watching for the first time or just listening to the audio version of this, this is the portion of the show where we go through some history and facts, but it's really become more of trivia than anything else. So if you're logged into either Facebook or YouTube, you can comment along. You can play trivia with us. You can be wrong like I am typically, or you can be right like Vero is typically, but I haven't heard from Vero yet, which terrifies me. How are we going to...
Her workday ends later now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Do we have to start the show later now?
Oh, no, I will not. But yes, she has arrived.
She has arrived. Speaking of the devil.
Anyway, so yes, if you are logged in, you can comment along. It has a slight delay, so as we're reading, just make sure you get your answer in as soon as possible because there is like, I don't know, 10, 15 seconds.
Probably, yeah, somewhere in there.
But yeah, I know the answers. No one else does.
I mean, Vero knows the answers. Let's not kid ourselves. That's the problem.
And let's roll that beautiful slide. True or false? Kolsch is a bottom fermented beer.
So is Daniel.
I love a good bottom fermented joke.
The word bottom in there. I'm gonna make it.
Gotta have it. I hate this question so much because we've probably answered this 100 times on the show.
Or what a bottom fermented beer even is.
And I'm still gonna get it wrong.
Yeah.
Like I know it. Like
I think at this point, the problem with trivia for me is that because we do this show, I feel like I should be the one who knows all this stuff at this point.
And I never do.
Never do.
Never.
No. I'm not learning shit on the show. So everyone knows you're all not learning anything.
I came here for one reason, and it's to have a reason other than life to drink on a Thursday night.
I just needed to be like, no, I have to drink on a Thursday night now.
Because of the show.
Right.
It's the show. And with that merch money coming in, like, I can't give this up.
Got 2 falses so far.
Yeah, and I feel comfortable with that as well. That was my gut reaction, not based off of anything else I know.
I love that like Andy and Katie go so hard that they separate themselves for trivia.
I think one of them might just be out of town.
No, I think they're back.
I think they're literally in 2 different rooms of the house.
Yeah, but that's just called marriage. This has nothing to do with trivia.
We are sharing a screen still.
Mm-hmm.
We're not married yet.
All right.
Everyone else is going. All right. Everyone is saying false.
It's false. It is then.
False.
Yeah, I said false.
Nice.
Before Vero.
Yes, it is false. So, Kolsch is an ale. Mm-hmm. Ales are a warmer ferment, which means they ferment at the top. However, the difference of a Kolsch is that it is fermented warm, but then it's cold conditioned like a lager.
Okay.
So it gives it that cleaner lager taste while still being fast at the ferment. So
fast at the ferment.
Yes. So it's really similar to a different beer style called the alt beer, also German. And in addition, this is one of the most strictly defined beer styles. And as we just had on there, it's bright hoppy, it's top fermenting, but it needs to be brewed very specifically in the Reinheitsgebot style.
Right.
Or rules. So you'll notice that this one actually says, it says Kolsch. So on their website, it said Kolsch style. So very similar to how the Oktoberfest is Oktoberfest style, or it'll say Marzen. It can't just say Oktoberfest unless it's brewed in a very specific region. This is very similar. So it has to be brewed in a certain area.
It's interesting that you said as well, because when for our Dortmunder beer that we did with Virginia Beer Company, when we first started it was Dortmunder lager. And then I think we added the word style in before it got finalized.
I think so too.
Yeah.
And for
So
the
it's
same
fun.
reason,
Yeah,
it
exactly.
needs to be like it's in German like towns especially, they very clearly like what they're doing, and it needs to be regulated.
It's like we talked about on previous shows, the purity laws. Exactly.
Well,
And it's also just like a full respect thing too. It's like saying like, yeah, we're gonna do what you do, but we can't do what you do because you do it, but we're gonna do as close as we can. So we're stylizing your style.
Yeah.
So.
More on Kolsch's in a couple questions.
At a later date.
No, I have more. But
question 2.
Sure.
All right.
All right. So this is, if you notice the can, it is the Killer Kolsch, and there are a lot of orcas on the can, also known as killer whales. So there are some whale trivia in here.
No, and none of it's free willy.
All right. So there are how many captive orcas in the world? A, 27 or less, B, 41, or C, 58 or more.
Like they're captivating to watch.
How many Sea Worlds are there? That's what I want to know.
Wow, they're getting shut down left and right. As soon as we figured out, like, what do you mean you don't treat the animals well?
That's why it's 27 or less at this point. There might be less.
So captive in the world. So we're not just talking about the U.S. So I'm going to say 58 plus because other countries do weird shit.
We don't, though.
No, we do plenty of weird shit, but we probably have 27 or less because they've been FOIA'd enough that everybody's like, "Not, you can't do this."
God, I'm gonna say 27 or less because I want to believe better in the world.
I hate the world. So
no, I'm going the. Oh, come on, Vera, you're killing me, Smalls. All right. Yeah, that's what everyone doesn't want it to be C. And guess what? It's probably C.
I'm the only one that wants it to be C, just so I can get questions right. Not because of the orcas.
There are at least 58 known, and the reason why they say 58 is we actually don't know how many Russia has.
Told you.
According to so there's multiple sites out there that actually track how many orcas are out there because some of them are even endangered. There's one endangered actually in Florida that her name is Lolita. She was actually captured in 1970, and her
Shut up, Phil.
I know her mate died in 1980, and she's been like in a tank that is actually more shallow than she is long, and super sad. They just have to like bring in like secondary vets to like check on her because like she's been sick, and like they just need to. They're like trying to just free Lolita.
Can't. If you think I'm not making a free Lolita, free Willy shirt, but like the whale has a bow on it instead.
I think we just got our shirt for this episode.
I have a lot more on Lolita, but
free Lolita with the whale.
She is endangered.
A beer.
I know we talked about how there's a lot of. I'm just going to keep talking.
Please do.
There's a lot of other countries that have orcas. However, according to the list, we have the most. We have 20.
Damn.
There are 9 in San Diego, 5 in San Antonio, 5 in Florida, 1 in Miami.
Damn.
China has 16. Russia, we think, has 3. Japan has 7. Argentina has 2. Canada 1. France 4. Spain 5.
But I heard from North Korea they have more than anyone.
Once again, we don't know.
He's the supreme whale wrangler.
58 plus.
He rides them.
So just a couple
to work every morning.
Couple fun facts about orcas because kind of fun in general that I like this. So they're the largest member of the dolphin family. They eat fish, seals, sharks, and more. The term killer whales is actually from ancient Spanish sailors who saw the pods, which they hunt in 40s, about 40s.
Which is terrifying to think of an animal that
attacking
big in 40s.
Larger whales, but they don't really all feed on whales. They're super diverse as a species. So they have different localized populations called ecotypes, and Lolita is part of this like pod L or something. I can't remember what it is, but that one is an endangered one. Okay. But they have different like vocal communication styles. Like they're very diverse. But anyway, they're also female led, which means they have a matriarchal society. So
Oh,
very
that's
cool.
interesting.
Yeah. So there's plenty of things you can do to save the whales. We can put it on our.
I would just like to
Website or
point
something.
out that every week Tiffany wings trivia, and that's all I have on that. But now we can tell what she's actually worried or interested about. That's the most information we've gotten off of one question since this show began.
That's not true.
Lolita, the whale.
But I mean, that's because she believes in, pitching really good causes, and we need to fix that. And so, come on, Daniel, shutting you down on this
really
one.
good
I'm
shirts, but
I'm very happy about the information Tiffany has
Thank
provided.
you,
for this.
Phil.
Oh,
Again, Daniel, this
you
is
nerd.
Anyway.
Stop going to
Lolita.
SeaWorld then.
I mean, that's part of it. But you can also write your congressman.
I'm not going to Portland. I'm just going right to SeaWorld.
I'm going right down to SeaWorld and I'm protesting this shit. Get
Oh,
the
no.
shirt made first.
No, I was going to go and hang out.
Oh, yeah, right.
Tiffany, remind me again, what was the cause that you were pitching before
So
we
they
interrupted?
did. So Tripping Animals did a Save the Whales event that was around the same time as this can being produced.
Okay.
That was last month, maybe June. So that was one of the things, but there are tons of other ways you can like save the orcas. You can like adopt an orca, eat sustainable seafood.
We can't even take a bath in the same bath. Where am I going to put an orca?
Yeah, I'll get you a plush one, and it's like a.
I always hate those commercials. Save this, and we'll send you a plush teddy bear. Send me the bear. I'll feed it.
Nope. No. I have seen Tiger King. I am not interested.
You'll get a sweet ass documentary though.
I gave this company like $20. There's a polar bear who lives in my yard now.
Tell you right now, HBO Max is looking to buy really cheap shit. So, make a quick documentary about this monkey you buy.
God, I love it.
All right. Well, that's the sad whale stuff. I think that's all I have on sad whales. But
viewership.
Oh, we do have a sad whale podcast that we do every Wednesday at 2 p.m.
I love that it's a whale podcast.
Whale.
But it's only sad whale. It's only sad whale.
Oh,
Our happy whale podcast is on Thursdays. We do a happy one and a sad one, depending on your mood.
Please don't make sad whale noises.
Oh.
No. All right. Let's get into the next question so we can also open up this beer because on question 3, but I think this might be question 4. I don't know where I am tonight.
It's question 3. We're going into question 3.
At question 3 is when we open up the beer so that we can get a better idea of it before we go into the full rating so we can start drinking it, smelling it, tasting it. Am I still talking about beer? I don't know. Let's get into the next question while we open this up.
Sounds good.
All right. True or false? A Kolsch is originally an area-specific beer.
Area-specific, like we already know.
Named after a city, or was just originally brewed in an area like
why is it called Kolsch? Was it brewed in a place called Kolsch?
Is there a place called Kolsch?
This is a 50-50 for me.
Right. Dortmunders are from Dortmund. Pilsners are from Pilsen.
Right.
Is there a Kolsch?
Kolsch seems like
a weird name.
Yeah.
Place. Yeah.
I wouldn't visit there. But actually this is I feel like Andy, I'm gonna go with my gut here and just say true because all beers are named after somewhere.
Or someone.
And it's like it's also from Kohl's. You can get a Kolsch at Kohl's, but you got to go to the break room.
You got to pay for it with Kohl bucks, though. With Kolsch bucks.
Oh, I got millions.
Gabriel says Tuesday.
2. Oh man.
Yeah. Tricky phrasing, like always. Tiffany trying to get everybody. She didn't use the umlauts in Kolsch, so it can't be true or false.
You know what? What I'm also realizing is that it doesn't mean that where it's from is called Kolsch.
Right. It's just an area specific.
It just means that it's made somewhere in an area specific, and that's why it's called Kolsch. Ooh.
I want it to be Kolsch.
I'm going with true because I think it's a weird name. I think that my guess is a region created the Kolsch, but I don't think the place is called Kolsch. That's where I'm going.
Okay. Give me the answer.
So it is true. So it's a German pale ale brewed in and around of the city of Cologne, which is actually K-O with the umlauts.
Yep.
There we go. L-N. So there was this rush to do more bottom fermented lager style beers in the early 17th century, and it appeared in the Cologne region. And it threatened a lot of the business interests of the brewers in Cologne who were still doing the ale styles. And they only produced those top ones. So in a response in 1603, the city of Cologne, or the town of Cologne, forced all of the brewers to swear on an oath, and I quote, that you prepare your beer as of old from good malt, good cereals, and good hops, well boiled, and that you pitch it with top yeast and by no means with bottom yeast. So they had to like raise, I assume, their right hand or whatever.
Just a bunch of tops in Cologne.
So a couple other years they did try to legislate against the bottom fermented beer, like creating the sale of it within the city walls. And then finally by 1750, they were so tired of like trying to compete against the bottom fermented beer, they created the Kolsch, and the fact that it was still a top fermented beer. So it was still an ale, and so they weren't like breaking the law that they had been sworn to, but then they cold cellar it like a lager. And so then it was a bottom fermented. But it was the first beer that was called a Kolsch was in 1918 and brewed by the Sooner Brewery in 1906. There's another cloudier version, which was the Weiss or white in the Kolsch dialect. But by the start of World War II, so they had 40 breweries in Cologne and only 2 were left by the end of the war. So like almost wiped out the style completely. But they were able to get it back. But yeah, I love the fact that they were sworn that they couldn't brew a certain type, and they were like, well, we'll figure out a way.
Well, we can fix that.
Right.
Yeah.
It's very, very innovative of them.
Very cool.
Yeah. So Kolsch has a rich history, apparently. We had no idea.
Kolsch and I do not get along.
It's one of my favorites.
They are rich. I am not. All right. Next question.
Tripping Animals Brewing, was started where? A, Doral, Florida, B, Caracas, Venezuela, or C, Bogota, Colombia.
I don't think it was in Florida because we met them and they're very...
This one's just...
What are you saying, Daniel?
This one, I assume it's still a 50-50 shot for you because you have no idea where either of these countries are.
I know where both of the countries are. But,
do you?
Yeah, of course.
If I put a map up, you can...
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh my God, yeah. Because there's Venezuela's... It's on the map behind us, actually. It's
You're
like right
literally
there.
Pointing at Africa.
And then
and
where is
South
Caracas?
Africa.
Obviously, Africa.
Okay.
That's not South Africa. That's a different country.
Oh no, that's
the southern tip of Africa.
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
We'll figure it out later.
I mean, I'm going to assume at this point that it's not Florida, by the way you're all talking about. So
Correct.
We have to go between Venezuela
Sorry,
and Colombia.
I feel like we ruined that. It's currently located in Florida. How about
Correct.
that?
Yeah. And that's also a weird question if it wasn't started there. It's just complete trickery for no apparent reason.
Yeah.
Like, did it start here? And you're like, no. And you're going to be like, no, it started in Florida. Like,
Yeah, they're in Doral, Florida currently.
It's a weird
I don't know when it
question.
started there. I'm going to say B. It's Venezuela.
I'm going to go with you on that one as well.
Yep.
Oh.
Trickery, she says.
Lots of trickery.
I was feeling a little saucy today
I love
when
it,
I was
yeah.
making trivia. So.
But I was right with where they're from.
Yes.
Okay, good. See?
But it did start in Florida.
Yeah, the actual brewery.
The brewery, they opened the brewery in Florida, but they started the Tripping Animals Brewery, like the home brewing aspect of it, was started in their garage in Caracas, Venezuela. So
I got to see the LLC paperwork here. Where did they actually
well,
start?
the LLC is obviously going to be American because that's where.
Well,
oh yeah, LLCs don't exist in any country other than America.
I got to see the business whatever then.
The business whatever.
So,
I got to see the paperwork for Triple Animals Brewing.
They were brewing out of their garage in Caracas, and they were making all these different concoctions with basically whatever they can get their hands on.
Okay.
And it really was flaming their passion for this craft beer. They ended up traveling to a bunch of different breweries all around the world, and they were experimenting with different styles of brewing. So they like to bring that out in a lot of their beers of trying to brew true to wherever the style is originally from, much like the Kolsch. And then they finally took this leap of faith and went to Miami to get their brewing careers like officially started, and that's when they opened the 2018 brewery in Doral. Sorry.
Yeah. So yeah, they've been 2018. Interesting.
All right.
Part of Doral, Florida.
Yeah, I remember like when we met them at the festival, I was like, "Oh, Tripping Animals!
Yeah.
Like, holy shit, you guys are from Florida!" And then they started talking. I was like, "You guys are not from Florida," and I apologize. I made some assumptions that you might be from Florida.
I mean, they were from
very
Florida
cool
at the time.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. They were very cool.
Yeah, they were
we really enjoyed talking with them. I'm sad that they couldn't be here, but they have
they did respond back to our inquiry
Correct.
to be on the show, which usually if someone's not on the show, we just never heard from them. They actually reached back out to us and like, hey, we're actually traveling, like the whole team is traveling at the same time.
They had from what I understand, probably multiple events happening.
Yeah.
Which is usual.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right.
That's all I have on that one.
What's
Next
question. Last question.
Yeah.
True or false? Out of the top 5 beers from Tripping Animals, their most popular / like highest rated style is a fruited sour.
I am gonna say true, only because I know that where's their tagline?
Didn't we do this kind of question last week? And I was like, "Oh, you would only have this question if it was true."
If it was true,
But but Tiffany would just change one word. That's what I'm thinking now again. I'm like, "Oh man, did she do this again?"
No. Okay, I'm thinking of Great Notion. They have a tagline that fits this question because I just looked at their can as well. I mean, I know they do a lot of fruited sours, but
I'm gonna say true here.
Popular out of the top 5.
I'm gonna say true here because I'm thinking 2018, the fruited sour was just kind of developing and becoming popular. So I'm gonna say that they were probably one of like the early adopters of it and came in, and now it's like their popular one. So I'm gonna say true.
You have a very personal opinion in the false. Sours are gross.
Agree.
Okay, Gabriel.
1000% agree. They're the worst. But 2018, they weren't really. They were around, but they weren't
as big as they are right now.
So let me just clarify one thing. We're talking today on Untappd and actually also on Beer Advocate.
Okay.
Their top 5 beers. Out of those 5, the majority of those 5 are sours. True or false?
Okay. I'm sticking to it because I think I think it's what made them popular is why they've survived for the past few years. So I'm going to say it's still their most popular. That's where I'm going.
I'm okay with that. And I tend to agree with you. I think it's true as well.
Okay. It is false.
Gabriel. Because sours are gross.
Yeah, because sours are gross.
So the most popular style, if you look at the top 5 and you aggregate the data, is IPAs. Okay. They do have a fruited sour in their top 5. It is 5th on the list.
Okay.
So it is still within their top 5. But if you look at all of them, the first that they have is the Everhaze, and that's a New England IPA. The second is Bandito, which is an IPA. Mm-hmm. 3 is the No Mames, which is the dog one.
Oh, yeah.
And that's a lager. The 4th is King of Everything, and that's a triple New England IPA. And then the 5th is the Ultimate Trip, and that is the fruited sour.
Where did this banner come from, Phil? Where is this information?
Oh, I'm just giving people more information who are watching that just kind of are interested because
I'm interested. You had me.
I don't want to put it up too early because I don't know what we're doing with trivia. So I wanted to just give some people some extra information while Tiffany was explaining things.
Yes.
The audio people, they miss out on this. If you're just listening to this podcast, you have no idea what I just
wrote some liner notes in.
It's the most inappropriate thing ever. You're gonna have to go on YouTube and see
it. Yes. Good luck out there.
Well done, sir.
All right. Well, are we good? Trivia is good.
Trivia is good.
Trivia was great. Thank you.
All right, so we've got about 15 minutes left in the show. Do we
Yeah.
have time to just quickly go through a few untaps?
Let's do at least like
we
one.
haven't done
We haven't done them in a
No,
while.
let's do it because I love these.
We'll go quick through them.
Real quick, though, this is the portion of the show where we go through Untapped and look at other people's reviews on the beer. Enjoy.
Because breweries love Untapped, so we
That's
just love to do it.
And we love making fun of people. Good pool beer.
Is that a whale joke? Get next.
Super crisp, pale pills, malt, crackers, spice, and a little touch of fruitiness. Pretty solid.
Just like his oldest son. Next.
Well, major points for the adorable can art.
Very
the
true.
beer is all right. Sarah.
By the way, riding steady level 7 in July of this year and photogenic group level 9. This is a person who's new to beer and Untapped.
Or just new to Untapped.
Nope, new to beer.
What is
Miller but better as I'm falling off my bar stool?
I wasn't sure what this photo was.
I don't know, but it looks like it hurts.
Yeah.
I mean, okay.
Miller but better is an interesting.
Well, Miller High Life is a sweeter style, like just normal over-the-counter beer. You get a lot of the same sweetness out of it that you get out of a Kolsch.
Hey,
I could see that.
Now that we've seen what everyone else thinks, now that we've talked about and learned about the beer, shall we review this beer?
Let's review it.
All right, let's do it.
Do it. So this is the portion of the show where we are going to actually review the beer. Again, if you're unfamiliar with it, we use Untappd, which is a social media drinking app where we will score the beer out of one of 5 potential bottle caps.
Technically 0.
If you give a beer a 0, don't fucking check it in. You're an idiot.
Right. Just don't rate it.
Somebody worked on that.
Yeah.
At least give it a 1.
Can you give it a 0?
You can give it a 0.25. And then
Yeah.
if you're a subscriber or insider or whatever it's called, you're not stuck to the 0.25 increment scale. Right. So I assume you can go lower.
I can give it like a 0.01. Right.
It just seems like a jerk move.
Seems like a dick move, bro. All right.
Cool shit, bro.
Cool shit, bro. I love it.
Yeah.
All right. So who's a Kolsch fan? You love Kolsch.
I love Kolsch.
Why don't you go first?
All right.
Because you probably have the most experience of a Kolsch versus a Kolsch. Because it's not something I drink with any real heavy regularity.
Sure. So similar to so it is sweet, which is where it differs in like the Pilsner. It's going to look a lot like a Pilsner. The fact that it's really clear and crisp. Pilsners have a much more hop forward flavor. This one's going to be very sweet, but it does have that bitterness at the end, which you'll also get from a Pilsner. Mm-hmm. Yes. So Pilsners are lager, which means that they are fermented cold and then conditioned cold. Kolsches, again, are an ale, so they're fermented warm. So the ales ferment at the top, but this is then conditioned cold. So it does kind of bring a lot of those flavors together, and it makes it a little more like crispy is the best, I guess, way to put it. I think this is really well done because it's just bitter enough on the end to make you want to keep drinking it, which is kind of for me like a big part of the lagers is that they're clean, refreshing, and I enjoy them, that I want to keep going.
Fair.
But it also kind of has that like mouth drying, if that makes sense. Like, I don't know how to explain it other than like juicy IPAs like make your mouth really watery.
Right. And
lagers are like crisp and like
a dry finish a little bit.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But I think this is really well done. I'm going to give it a 4.5.
Damn.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Really well done then.
I do love Kolsch's.
I love she's sneaky was like pretty well done.
That's pretty well done.
Out of 5.
Boom. 4.
I mean, I haven't brewed a Kolsch, so better than I'm going to do probably. That's a lie. Everything I do is a 5.
That is the correct answer.
She's a 10. I meant she's a 5.
But everything she does is a 5.
Yeah.
All right. I'll go next. I'll let Daniel go last. I don't think you've gone last in a while, Daniel.
Very rare for me.
I mean, I don't know a lot about Kolsch's. I think this might be another one where when I check it in, I'm going to be like, you've earned the first badge of Kolsch. So I wouldn't be surprised if that happened. It's funny the comment where it's like Miller but better. Like I hate to like when I read that when I was going through Untappd, I was like, oh, that seems like kind of like a jerk move. And then I was kind of like, he's not wrong. Like
it's a lager. It's basic, but it's basic because it's harder to do a lager because there's nothing to hide behind.
Yeah, it's super clean. It's super easy to drink. It doesn't. I mean, the difference is like Miller is garbage, but it's wonderful garbage.
Sure.
Whereas this is just wonderful. I'm giving this just a solid 4. I think it's really nice. I'd easily, if this was a 6-pack, I'd be super happy about it. Even as a 4-pack, I'm fine with that. But like, give me this in a 6-pack, in a 12-ounce 6-pack, and I would be like thrilled to bring this anywhere I go.
Yep.
And then also, I do have to compliment their can art. I know I'm very anti-fish on a can.
Well, technically, they're mammals.
But this is you know.
In there.
Yeah.
The difference is that this is beautiful artistic work and not just a gross photo of a gross fish. So go back to episode 9 if you'd like to know where that reference is coming from. Great can art. From what you two have spoken about them, great brewery, even though they're in Florida. But they're not from Florida.
They're not from Florida, exactly.
You know, save the day there. So 4 for me. I just think it's a great beer. I'd have it any day of the week. I don't know how to go higher with it because I don't know what a better Kolsch tastes like.
Being cheap with your review, and that's fine.
No, I think it's fair.
I think it's a good. It doesn't make me like. I'm not like holy shit. Give me another one of these. Like, but I don't know if Kolsch's are going to do that for me.
Right, it may just not be your holy shit. Give me another one of these.
Yeah,
right.
It's just like it's a great beer. It's good. The flavor's good. It's clean. It's a strong flavor without being overpowering. It's just nice. So for me, it's just like a solid 4.
Fair. I am. I'm on board with Tiffany on this one, mainly because from a Kolsch standpoint, I'm not a huge Kolsch drinker. I don't seek it out. If we go to a brewery, I'm like, oh, nice. They have a blueberry Kolsch. Like it's just.
I just like the plain Kolsch.
A lot of times, no, but that's what I mean. A lot of times, people dress up a Kolsch or they throw a bunch of shit in it
because they're kind of boring, to be honest. Like they're good, but they're
secret. But that's the idea. Yeah. Like this is your six-pack beer, so it is Miller but better. Which a really good Kolsch for me is exactly that. I can drink 6 of them.
It's a 4.5%.
The taste is fantastic. It is a little bit sweet. I don't get as much bitterness out of the end of it, but it's definitely sweet on the front end of things, which is great. This is perfect outside beer, summertime.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's what Kolsch's are good for. Yep. So I'm with you. I think it's a 4.5 for me from a Kolsch standpoint. I think they really killed it.
I think as a show score, we should go a 4.5. I want to say my knowledge of Kolsch's makes my score a little less.
Okay.
So I'm going to actively give a show score as a 4.5.
I'm just worried that you missed out on my "they killed it" joke.
You
were searching for the graphic.
Look, I was. And look, at this point mentally, I'm already at bingo. I'm
going. Yeah, you have bingo tonight.
So I'm, that and picking up my whole life and moving tomorrow. So I got a lot going on.
A lot of shit going on here, bro.
But I do. The murder room is a commonplace for me, so I'll be more focused.
Yes. Well, that being said, I apologize that you have other things to do tonight. I guess we'll get to the last part of the show since you're rushing us out of here.
I'm not rushing. I just wasn't listening. Not listening and rushing are two different things. I was just not listening.
So we went with the 4.5, right?
4.5,
which is a great show score. So we gave Killer Kolsch from Tripping Animals 4.5 out of 5, which I think is perfectly fair.
Great. We have another Kolsch coming up in like 2 weeks, so it'll be interesting for me to now because I'm gonna have to rate it off my 4 of this one.
Well, and do this too while you're at the beer festivals and while you're doing some stuff like that. Grab a couple of Kolsches. Yeah, find Kolsches.
I'd love to grab Kolsches, but all the beer festivals serve are IPAs because obvious reasons.
That is tricky.
I will say that a lot of them do.
Me insane.
But there should be, if it's not like an IPA specific festival, it should be a pretty.
Somebody will have a Kolsch in the end of
there
summer.
There will be a Kolsch. There will be an American lager. There will be some sours.
Yep. There will be a few. I think Kolsches are a little harder to come by.
I agree. And I think again, it's a style that, I mean, both you and Daniel are like, I'm not going to go seek this out. It's good, but it's not what I'm going to get at a brewery because this is my like 6-pack beer I have at home, would like to just drink randomly.
Right.
So that's a big reason. I will say that the lager like game is increasing. And because this one ferments at the top at a much higher temperature, it ferments faster.
Yeah.
So in theory, this is a way to put a lager-ish on your
draft board, but
without necessarily the time. However, that being said, I don't know how long it needs to condition.
Right. Yeah, I don't know either.
It's a snooty football beer.
Ooh, well done.
I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I would say.
That's fair. Yeah.
Give this to me all day on football Sunday.
Right, and not in a negative.
I'll be like, I'm not drinking Miller. I'm drinking this Kolsch. Sounds fancy. Snooty football beer.
It does. I dig it.
All right, we got one last section. Let's get into it.
Fuck. All right, so this is the portion of the show where we just take a second to step back and reflect on something that we wish was beer versus what it actually is. Could be from any point in our lives, could be from yesterday, could be from 2 minutes ago when I remembered about this portion of the show.
We've only done it every week for 73 weeks.
Man, I got a lot of shit going on, Phil. Phil, why don't you go first then? You're the one that thinks about this shit all day.
Oh, well, I've got an easy one. I wish that beer trimmers were beer because when I pick out a beer, I know exactly what I'm getting. So obviously, it's funny if I look back at the show, and I do enjoy going back to old episodes to just see the visual change of everyone.
Yeah,
it's a fun little thing to watch. Although Daniel, I think you look the exact same as you did in episode 1.
Yeah, I know.
To be honest, it's always hat, and you. And Tiffany, the best for you are those straight-haired episodes. I love going back and seeing.
Oh yeah, I forgot she did straighten her hair for
straight hair episode.
There's a couple in there that it's like, who is that?
Yeah, you're like, who the hell is Tiffany? So you've got. So for me, it was like I think when we started, my beard was huge, and then I had a poofy hair. It was all weird. I was sitting in a tub. Things were different. Beginning of COVID. But yeah, this week, so I was trimming the beard because I wanted to keep it clean before my trip, and remove the protective part to trim up close, get the nice parts. The guard. Put the guard back on and just slid it all the way down to the bottom, and then started trimming the beard, and then realized, oh shit, that's my skin I haven't seen in 2 years. So that's why I'm not mad because I was on board with shortening the beard a little bit. I'm mad because it wasn't my choice.
Right.
And it just sucks when, your choices are taken away from
especially in the beard game.
Or, it's just so difficult being a white man trimming his beard.
So boy, especially when it's not your time.
I know. It wasn't my choice. They just took it from me. The beard trimmer.
So
I guess that leads right into Tiffany's, I assume.
I'm trying so hard. I am well known, I think, at this point for bringing up some sort of social cause. I did it earlier with the whales. I'm trying to save everyone with my Wish You Were Beer. I think I should limit myself to 1 per episode. So, 1, I wish whatever eyelashes in my eye was beer because that would be
I know this would really bug you.
I actually was going between 2. 1, my poison oak came back randomly today, which this is from like 5 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I don't know why all of a sudden it's literally just coming back. But the actual one is Breathe Right strips So, Daniel had the joy of sleeping next to me for the last few years, and I have a relatively small nose. And so sometimes
width-wise, come on now.
Sometimes I like get really stuffy, and like for whatever reason, I've had like weird allergies for like ever now. And so I have been snoring. Anyway, so
cat's out of the bag.
Cat's out of the bag. I am not attractive when I sleep. So I purchased some Breathe Right strips. Thank you, Vero, for recommending some. And it was amazing. Like all of a sudden I was like, is this how normal people breathe? Like I literally have never been able to like breathe like that. It was amazing. So I wish that Breathe Right strips were beer, because if I have a Breathe Right strip on my nose in the middle of the day, like at lunch, people are gonna be like, what the fuck's wrong with this girl? But if I am drinking a beer for lunch, it's like, oh, good for that woman. She is having a beer. And that is why I wish that I could just wear them all the time, because literally I've never breathed so well in my damn life. That is all.
Big.
I can drink beer at almost any point in the day, but I can only wear a Breathe Right strip in the safety of my own home at night.
I mean, you can wear it wherever you want. Don't let other people tell you what you can and cannot wear. Out in public.
Yeah, this is America, damn it.
Before Daniel goes and other people have a chance to write in the comments what they wish was beer, I just want to give a shout out, because during that, my phone lit up. Gabriel, thank you so much for buying a shirt on our website. And he also bought stickers, not to call you out, but I know you're a big fan of stickers. He also bought some stickers, and Gabriel, that means the world to us. So I really do appreciate that. I just saw it lit up my phone and it made me happy. So you too can also make me happy. Everyone else besides Gabriel.
Do you see the smiles on our faces?
I'm not smiling because I think Phil's the only one with current.
Yeah, I'm the only one who has current access to the funds.
Yeah, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I'm very excited. You bought my beer at bingo tonight. Thanks. I'm going to use that debit card, the company debit card.
The company debit card. I love you're just rolling around Portland and we're getting emailed charges. Were you in Portland? Oh,
No.
Phil's in Portland.
Look, that buys half a beer. He bought me a taster tonight, and I really appreciate it. That's awesome. Daniel, what do you wish was beer?
I wish Breathe Right strips were beer. No, wait, we did that one.
You have the same one?
They make me more attractive.
I was going to say no because
beers make me more attractive. Not the Breathe Right.
Actually, mine's really easy as well, and this one could go for every week. But I wish money was beer, because I got a lot of beer in the fridge.
It could be money if you didn't buy the beer.
That's the fucking problem. That's what I'm getting
at. Slow hit for me.
No. Yeah, slow hit. That is all.
Okay.
All right.
Wait, are you guys moving?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, you gotta call me, bro. Actually, don't call me when you're moving. Call me like, oh, hey, we're moving.
Oh, no, it's his parents.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I was like, I feel like I know this.
Don't put his shit out there.
Sorry.
God.
No one's moving. Or parents. Everyone's fine.
What the hell are we doing next week?
Next week, we have another beer, apparently, because that's what we do every week. This is, Tiffany, I'll let you pronounce this one.
Kodama.
From
Shoujo Beer Company.
Oh. Well, the Shoujo one, I could have pronounced that one. Even Kodama, I think I got.
No, you were trying to make it Kodama.
No, I was making fun of rednecks.
Oh, okay.
Well,
yeah. It's
too many Kodamas in here. Tell you what.
Why don't you Shoujo me them? Oh, no.
No.
Nope. Keep moving. Go, Tiffany. Keep talking about it.
So looking forward to it. This is actually, we also got this beer from Early Birds, which is a bottle shop near us. And we also got the Kodama from them as well. They recommended the Kodama based on the brewery and kind of what they've been doing. So really looking forward to getting into them next week and kind of figuring out what makes them so special.
Cool.
Well, that's your cue, Phil. This is where you close the show out, remember?
No, we normally spin a wheel and figure out who does it.
Jesus
All right,
Christ.
hold on. We got rock, paper, scissors. No,
out?
it's rock, paper, scissors.
You can't rock, paper, scissors with 3 people.
No, and the audio audience is going to be very confused. They're just
Yeah,
gonna
this
hear
is what they're
slapping
hearing.
and-
All right,
We're just
hold on.
hanging out.
Hold on, wait.
Just-
Vero,
We're just hanging out.
Vero, I need you to pick a number between 1 and 10. Don't write it down yet. Phil, choose a number.
7.
Daniel,
3.
5. Who is closest, Vero?
15-second delay. Here we go. All right, we'll be back. Technical difficulties.
While everyone waits, please like and subscribe to us on YouTube. We do this every week. We have an absolute blast. If you are a brewery out there who wants us to feature one of your beers, please visit wishyouwerebeershow.com. Do the contact us, reach out to us. We'd be more than happy to do it. All you got to do in return is buy some stickers. So yeah, that's all we ask.
Phil,
if you guys
won.
Oh, did I? Well, good thing I started it already. So if you do want some merch, I think this week's show, I think we can all agree that it's going to be, what was it? Free Lolita.
It's going to be free Lolita.
Jumping over, as with Katie's suggestion of jumping over a fooder, which is just amazing. And then maybe we'll get an image of Daniel or something reaching up. You know, like we'll get it. I'll get it up there. I've got time. I'm only driving up to Portland this weekend. I got time.
Silhouette of Michael Jackson.
I don't know what to do with this anymore.
Gotcha.
So look forward to that shirt coming out next week sometime. And also, I'll be at in Mammoth Mountain. I'll be at the Bluesapalooza tomorrow. Nice. I'll be there, not listening to Sugar Ray because they're going to be there this weekend, and I'm only going to be there on Friday. But you know, I don't know why I'm even bothering. If it's not, it's either Sugar Ray or nothing. In my eyes, and I should have chosen nothing. But I'll be up there actually with Michelle from Trustworthy. Michelle's a friend of the show. She invited me to come for the weekend because Trustworthy is going to be pouring all weekend. They're going up there tomorrow as well. So I'm going to see Michelle, hang out at Bluesapalooza with them. Hopefully they'll give me some beer. And then I'm off to Portland. So that's where I'll be next week. So like, subscribe, follow us on social media, all that good stuff. Do we have anything else?
God, if we had anything else, the show would be 4 hours too long.
God, my ending is like your opening. Hey-oh.
Bottom for...